Okay. Yeah, there it is. Hello, friend. Hi, Bobber. Yes, I can see that now. Now I need to figure out how to keep the chat on the screen. Oh no, there it is. You sound louder than Twitch? Yeah, okay, let me turn it down. There we go, that should be better. Yes, that's good. Okay. So, how has your day been, Bobber? Wow, that sounds like quite a crazy day.
Come on, cover girls. It's time to turn it up. Exhibitionist stretch and strengthen mascara for 60.
What on earth did they feed this cat? Extreme obesity has hit the animal kingdom. Here are the top 15 fattest animals ever seen. Number 15.
Nothing better than
Garfield the
Izzy's
cat.
stream? That's great.
When animals like cats are being kept as pets, it's vital that their owners keep an eye on how much food they're eating. And don't let them overdo it. Without having to hunt for it themselves, it makes it almost too easy to overeat. And sometimes things can get way out of hand. In 2012, after his owner died, Garfield the cat was taken into the North Shore Animal League of America in New York's Long Island. The staff there put the giant feline onto the scales, and he weighed in at an astonishing 38 pounds, by far the heaviest they had ever seen. The cat had been given a luxurious lifestyle by its previous owner, was fed only the finest of foods in huge quantities. Sadly for him, his diet was radically changed after being taken in by the Animal League, where a regime was designed in an attempt to help him lose somewhere between 15 to 20 pounds, almost half of his weight. Number 14, Bob the Hedgehog.
He's so
Bob
cute.
the Hedgehog has become somewhat of a celebrity in Japan, not because of any particular skill or ability, but as a result of him being the fattest hedgehog in the country. His owner says he's like this because he insists on eating too much food, but there surely has to come a time when you stop giving it to
It's
them.
you.
He lives at the Hedgehog Cafe.
You're adorable.
Guests can drink tea or coffee while being surrounded by the creatures, and if they're taken in by the cuteness, can pet them as well. There are, of course, serious concerns about the ethics of a place like this, and Bob is used by animal rights campaigners as proof of how bad the cafe actually is. For a hedgehog to get to this size and to be exposed to humans so regularly in this kind of way isn't a natural existence for the animals. And even though they might look happy, they most probably aren't. Number 13, Oshine the orangutan. As one of the closest species on Earth to our own, it's perhaps no surprise that orangutans can put on weight in a similar way to how humans do. It's a particular problem for those that are kept in captivity, and Oshine is a perfect example of this. She was taken from the wild when she was very young and spent several years in a safari park in Indonesia before being adopted by a family in South Africa. They treated her like a child, dressed her in clothes, and fed her candy and processed foods, which meant that she soon began putting on far too much weight. She began acting like a human by walking upright because she had never been around her own kind.
Okay, now it's even
By the time she
creepier.
was in her adolescence, she was too difficult for the family to take care of. It was at this point in 2010 that she was taken to Monkey World in the UK, which is a sanctuary dedicated to looking after rescued primates. Since then, she's been on a strict diet to help her shed the excess pounds. But it's a long and gentle process that'll take several years to prevent causing her any undue stress. Number 12. Squirrel. Squirrels are genetically programmed to spend the summer hoarding and eating food, so by the time the winter begins, they're more than prepared for the coming seasons when food will be in short supply. But if you live in North America or Europe, you've noticed how squirrels would appear to be getting larger, with some looking like they've spent a little too long in the food stores.
Aw, he's
Rather
so
than being the
fluffy.
result of being overfed or becoming increasingly greedy, this is actually thought to be the result of climate change. They naturally get larger towards the end of summer, but this fat is burned off during the winter months when they need to produce extra warmth and only have their reserves to feed off. Recently, though, summers have been lasting
Fat
longer.
Gus.
Food is
Yep,
more
they're
widely
all fat
available,
Gus
and
now.
winters haven't been so cold, meaning that by the time spring comes around, they already have much more bulk than normal. After another summer of feeding, they look much bigger, and this is only going to get worse in the future. Number 11. 747 the Bear. If you ever visit the Brooks River in the Katmai National Park in Alaska, you'll be sure to see a number of grizzly bears.
Yes,
There's one that's
I
the
do.
big daddy of them all, appropriately named 747 after the jumbo passenger jet. He's so big that his big belly virtually drags along the ground, and he's often seen eating a huge amount of food. During one observation in 2018, he ate 15 whole salmon in a row, which is the equivalent to around 67,000 calories.
You're the one who showed me that
While it's quite
video.
normal for bears to be extremely heavy during the summer, which ensures they have enough body fat to survive the months of hibernation, 747 takes this to the extreme. Due to his bulk, he's the dominant bear along the river, and this means he gets the best fishing spots, allowing him to further increase his size in comparison to the others. It's thought he could be anything up to 1 and 1.5
You're
times the size of an
smurd
ordinary
and
bear,
smurd.
which makes him by far the fattest known one on record. Number 10. Cassie the Border Collie. As anyone who's ever had a dog will know, they will quite happily eat anything they can get their paws on, and if you fall into the trap of giving them too many treats, they'll soon begin to pile on the pounds. Cassie the Border Collie is an extreme example of this. After having owners who fed her a diet of takeout, roast dinners, and even chocolate.
It's the bare
At the
necessities.
age of 7, she had spent
Oh
her
my
entire
god,
life being
that thing is
accustomed to eating human
ginormous.
food. But this came at a massive cost.
Looks
Not
like a
only did she weigh
blimp.
9 stone or 126 pounds, but she began developing serious health complications. When her elderly owner became ill, she was taken in by a canine care trust.
I don't think that's a
Took
dog
3 people
anymore.
just to lift her. She was put on a strict diet of 2 bowls of dry food
Oh
per
wait,
day,
she's dead
and
again.
amazingly, lost half of her weight in just 6 months. Number 9. Goldfish. Goldfish are thought of as the
This thing
easiest
is
fish
so
to look after in
chubby.
a tank, and are often the first that any budding aquarium enthusiast will have. But they have a propensity to
Look
keep on
at him,
growing
he's so
and can soon
chubby.
become far too fat. There's an illness called dropsy that can result in them looking swollen and almost like they're about to explode. But overweight goldfish don't necessarily suffer from this.
It's so
As
cute.
descendants from carp, it's possible for them to become supersized, much bigger than the 10 or 11 inches long that they can become in a tank. They'll also continue to eat food if it's given to them, so it's extremely important to only feed them a small amount each day. If they put on too much weight, their bodies will become bulbous. Their eyes may even be covered over so they can't see. And on some occasions, they'll begin to swim upside down because their swim bladders don't function properly. Before we move on, be sure to subscribe to Top 5s with
No, I
notifications
will
on.
not subscribe.
Number 8. Mabel the Pig.
Ooh.
Pigs aren't exactly known for being picky eaters. Healthy ones will have a few rolls of fat on their body. But Mabel, a pot-bellied pig from Boston, had been overfed virtually her entire life.
That
When animal rescue officers
Just
took her from her owner's
giant.
home, she weighed a whopping 196 pounds, which is more than twice what she should have been. She was so heavy that the rolls of fat covered her eyes, and being unable to even stand up, her immobile life was making her extremely depressed. Luckily, she was rescued in time, with officials needing a backboard to lift her from the house. She was taken to a nearby farm where she was put on a regulated diet and soon began to lose weight. As for her former owner, this wasn't the first animal that she had mistreated, and authorities began
well,
actions
fuck
to
that
prosecute
owner.
her and hopefully prevent her from having any pets ever again. Number 7. Darius the Rabbit. How big is the largest rabbit you've ever seen?
Pretty
There
damn
are different
big.
breeds that naturally grow to differing sizes. But the biggest in the world is called Darius, who's a continental giant. Incredibly, he's 4 feet 4 inches long.
Look
and weighs
at that
49
fluffy
pounds.
thing.
As you can imagine, taking care of an animal like this is no easy task.
It's
The
so
family who owns him
cute.
have another, which is almost the same size as well. According to them, it costs them more than $7,000 per year to feed them both. This includes 2,000 carrots and 700 apples, as well as a bowl of specialized rabbit food each day, and a bale of hay every week. Luckily for them, it's perfectly healthy for this breed to grow to this size. But they won't get any bigger. Rabbits have a specific time window during which they bulk up, and once it's passed, they stay like that for the rest of their lives, as long as they're fed a regulated diet. Number 6. Lion the hamster. Hamsters are naturally chubby animals,
It's a
particularly
hamster.
when they're storing food in their cheeks. But it's very easy for them to become overweight when they spend their lives in a cage. The main reason for this is a lack of exercise. Having a wheel isn't necessarily enough because not all hamsters will spend a lot of time on it. They're also used to bulking up when there's plenty of food in preparation for the colder months when there's not so much available. So when they have continuous supply, they'll put on weight fast. Lion the hamster is a great example of this, and at just a year old, he had become at least twice the size that he should have been. Luckily, in his case, he was able to move and climb by the time his owners took steps to reduce his intake.
It's a
But not
dobby
all hamsters are
hamster.
so fortunate. Number 5. Raccoon. While many
They're
people see
fluffy.
raccoons as nothing more than pests, there are plenty who love the creatures and even keep them as pets. This, however, needs to be done carefully, because just like every other animal that's kept in captivity, they can soon put on a lot of weight if their diet and exercise isn't carefully monitored. Pet raccoons face a further problem than cats or dogs, because there aren't any specially formulated foods that have been designed for them. In the wild, they'll be constantly active and eat food that they have evolved to hunt. But in someone's home, they will chow down on anything they're given, which is usually dog food. And this is designed for a different species.
It's
It doesn't
Rocket.
provide raccoons with the particular nutrients they need. And if combined with a sedentary life, they'll soon
I'm
become as
thinking of
round as
getting a
ball
raccoon
and will get to a
now.
place where they can't walk on their legs
He's
and have to pull
swimming.
themselves across the floor.
It's so sad but cute.
Number 4. Kookaburra. Kookaburra are a species of tree kingfisher that are
It's so
native to
sad
Australia.
though.
Fact. Redfin sells homes for more than other agents.
Nobody fucking cares.
And with a listing
Australia and New Guinea. They spend their lives in a range of environments where they search for insects to eat. But despite being closely related to kingfishers, they don't spend so much time around the water. Growing up to 17 inches long and weighing, on average, 10.5 ounces, their small bodies aren't designed to handle too much weight. So if they manage to overeat, they can develop some serious problems. This kookaburra that was recorded in 2017 is about twice the body size as it should be. And despite being hassled by the homeowner, it doesn't seem to be able to fly away. According to them, the bird had hopped onto the balcony from a nearby tree. And the only way they were able to return it to the forest below was by taking it down in the elevator. Perhaps this fat bird was able to fly, but unsurprisingly,
What
it
do
was
you
quite
think
happy
of
to
the
take
role
the easy
play?
route
I
back to
think
its
it's
home.
a ton of
In
fun.
recent years, instances of seeing overweight individuals have become increasingly frequent thanks to the availability of waste food around human communities. And unless steps are taken to contain garbage more effectively,
Yes.
it'll continue to be
And the only
commonplace.
sad part about YouTube is I can't use my Twitch
Great white
emote.
shark. Great white sharks are the most ferocious predators in the ocean, and there's hardly anything that they can't hunt down if they've set their minds to it. If you've ever been lucky enough to go cage diving with one, you'll know just how big they can be, with larger individuals growing to around 20 feet long and weighing up to 5,000 pounds. This doesn't mean they can't get even bigger when they've managed to find a massive haul of food, or when they're pregnant. However, if you ever encounter one of these fish, you'll be left wondering whether the cage is strong enough to protect you. This monster great white was seen in 2015
Dude,
during a dive off the coast
holy
of South
shit,
Africa.
that thing's
As you can
huge.
see, she's clearly had her fill of the local seal population. She's a typical length for the species, but her bulk is far greater than you'd normally expect to see. Those
You
on the
missed
dive
the Izzy
estimated she was
emotes?
definitely heavier than the 5,000 pounds the largest ones
Hey, if
typically
YouTube
weigh,
doesn't work,
and
I'll
could
just go back to
potentially be much
Twitch.
more. You can tell she's grown beyond her ideal size because of her slow movement through the water. It almost seems as if she's struggling to swim. It's most likely that she's in the
But
latter
I'm
stages of
thinking of
pregnancy
quitting
too,
Twitch
which could
anyway,
account for her
so.
lethargy. Still, this is one fish you definitely wouldn't want to be in the water with. Number 2,
Yeah, the thing is
Opie the
huge.
Dachshund. There's no doubt that Dachshunds are one of the cutest breeds of dog. With a range of different colors and hair types, it's almost impossible to not be
Yeah,
taken
you
in by
heard
their
me.
charms. But like with other
Don't
dogs,
think
they don't know
Twitch
their
is
limits and will
hospitable
continue to
anymore.
eat fatty foods if they're available. It's not unusual to see chubby sausage dogs out for walks, and some have bellies that almost reach the ground, especially if they have short legs. This poses a particular problem because the breed is renowned for having delicate spines, so being overweight can lead to significant issues later in life. Possibly the fattest dachshund in the world, at least for several years, was Obi. He was owned by an elderly couple who were unable to take him out for many walks.
Yeah, thank you for
Showing
the
their affection
support,
towards him by
Bobber.
giving him treats, which resulted in the poor dog ballooning to a whopping 77
I'll
pounds,
tell you all
which is
exactly
3
why
times
I'm
the weight
getting
he
rid of
should have
Twitch.
been.
Well,
It got to
stopping
the point where he
Twitch.
couldn't even get up to walk or respond to anyone. And realizing things had got way out of control, his owners gave him up for adoption. He was taken in by a trainee vet who set up a crowdfunding campaign to help raise funds to take care of him. The immediate goal was for him to lose 40 pounds, something that was managed by regular exercise and carefully planned diet. And then, at that point, he underwent surgery to remove the
No,
excess
don't
skin.
unfollow from Twitch.
Now, Obi is a perfectly healthy weight and looks just like any other dachshund. He's proof that no matter how out of control an animal's weight gets, there's always a way to reverse the trend with enough effort.
I didn't say I'm quitting. I said I'm stopping.
Mabel the Pixie Frog. American bullfrogs, which are also known as pixie
I
frogs,
can still
thanks to their
stream on
scientific
Twitch.
name that sounds similar, are a large species
But
that
I'm
are
waiting
native
for them
to most countries in
to
Africa. They can be found living in a
become a
wide
bit
range
better.
of habitats, from the dry
Update more.
savannas and scrublands to lakes, canals, and ditches. But those that are kept in captivity tend to put on a lot more weight than they would do normally.
Because right
The reason for
now
this is that
Twitch
they're
is doing
used to
some
having to
things that
take
are
food when
very
it's
bad for
available in the
small
wild,
creators like
because they
me.
never know for sure when they'll be able to eat next. This, of course, isn't a concern when they're being kept as a pet, but don't know that.
And
so
don't
will
worry, I
still
was
eat
joking.
every
That's a
bit of
relief.
food that's on offer. Usually they weigh up to 3 pounds, but it's not unheard of for them to reach 4 or 5 pounds in a tank. Not only do they eat more, but they don't get the opportunity for as much exercise, so they won't burn off the calories anywhere near as quickly. As you can see, this results in individuals that will barely move to get their food.
Never
And when they
getting
do,
rid
it
of Izzy
seems as if
friend.
they struggle.
Yeah, you're
They
the
don't
only
seem
one
capable
who's
of
still
moving
here
around
for
on their
me.
legs, and instead resemble a ball rolling forward on their bellies. Subscribe to Top.
Yes, you're the only one who's there for me anymore. Friends till the end. Yes. Let's see, what shall we watch next, my friend? Izzy friend best friend? Izzy is best friend. Let's see what the ponies have to say. Anything new on the pony front? Catbox. Just see. Yeah, YouTube is terrible with emotes. Although, if I ever get verified on Twitch, I'll be able to upload my own. So, not gonna be terrible. That's a long, long road. That'll probably not happen either. Those are all the YouTube emotes? Yeah. I don't really do YouTube. But I'm seeing if this is going to be a bit friendlier for me. Maybe more people will join. If nobody else joins, we'll just go back to Twitch. Because then at least you have the fun emotes. More friends for Izzy. Yes, Izzy wants more friends. Izzy needs more friends. Let's see, what shall we watch? That shall the Izzy's watch. Izzy deserves friends, yeah, especially since Ghost abandoned me. He abandoned all of us. Well, the only thing I can assume is he's dead, because it's the only logical conclusion that I can come up with. Because it's not like I can go and see him, because I know nothing about him. You're the only one who is actually able to see him, but you haven't been able to lately. No. No, we're not uploading a video. I don't have any videos to upload. Let's see, what shall we find? You don't know what to watch? How do you not know what to watch? Let's see, the ponies. There's been some activity in the pony front, but not much. What about Lightning's news video? I guess we can watch that. Yeah, let's see if I can find him. Okay, let's see. Probably down at the bottom since he doesn't upload too much. No, I have not seen it. I haven't had time. Look, it's a bobber channel.
Hello everybody, I am Lightning Stripe, and welcome to Discord's favorite day. At least, that's what it's supposed to be. A few weeks ago, we received a new cover for the new G5 comics. Usually, I don't focus much on the comics since they go by their own separate universe compared to the animated series, but this was different, because in this cover, Sunny is holding Discord's broken horn. Just that fact has kept me awake at night thinking about what could have caused this to happen. If you don't know, I've basically spent the entire time between the movie and now thinking, hey, what about Discord? And now I finally have something to go off
Yeah,
of.
good riddance.
I know I said before I don't usually go into the comics, but even though they're different from the animated series, they still have very similar stories overall, which is why I think the odds are high for this to actually become an episode in the future. Plus, it's Discord. He's just too big to ignore. Anyways,
I've ignored
enough
him
of
for
this.
years.
Let's get to speculating.
It's not hard, friend.
Unlike my usual theories, this one's a bit different. Usually, I'm not trying to plan for something with such a huge time skip from when we last saw the character, but most importantly, I usually have certain rules to follow, like,
Ow.
physics and reality, rules that simply don't apply to the Lord of Chaos. This makes things a whole lot harder, since it means that literally anything is possible. However, I can still use what I know to come up with different possibilities, so that's what I'll do. First things first, there is definitely Discord's horn. No other creature has one like it. Knowing this, we can divide the overall possibilities into two. One, Discord broke his own horn, or two, something broke it from him by force. Though both possibilities seem possible, the second one starts looking more and more likely as you take a closer look.
I think you could use
You
regular
see how
pony
the horn
mods.
seems worn down and how something slimy is at the bottom? Those are things that happen to rocks out on the wild after a long time. They're weathered by water or air particles in the wind, and usually become home to different organisms, usually moss or algae, just like you see here. Now, think back to Discord. One thing that's made clear multiple times throughout the show is that Discord is immortal. In other words, he doesn't age. He's not affected by the usual laws of nature,
Plus, they
or any law by
use
that
the
matter.
goat emote. They
If
make the
Discord
goat
had
emote look
removed the horn
super cool.
himself, the horn would still act as a part of him, and in turn, not age as well. So let's get back to the second choice. Something broke it from him by force. This is definitely the most interesting of the two, and gives us a lot more room to speculate. Like we just mentioned, this code is immortal, and he's unaffected by basically everything and anything, meaning the only way for his horn to break would have to be something much powerful and much stronger than him, which is nearly impossible to conceive. But there is one character who could have done that, Grogar. We know Grogar is the creator of monsters, and that, by definition, includes Discord as well. The thing is, if Grogar did attack, certainly wasn't successful, considering the fact that Equestria isn't overrun by monsters. Maybe the main six could have defeated him, but not before he caused enough damage. This also seems more likely when you take into account the backgrounds of the comic, the Cancelot ruins. When most people think of ruins, they usually think of something broken down and lost in time. But most of the time, these ruins were place of a battle, and people were forced to abandon it. Take the Castle of the Two Sisters for example, and the picture itself seems to prove that, once again, as you take a closer look.
Yeah, look how
The
cute
damage
they look.
that's been done to the houses doesn't seem like damage caused by
They're
time.
so cute
Instead,
that way.
it's damage caused by an attack. Don't believe me? Take a closer look at that tower over there. The side of its roof is caved in. If this has happened due to aging,
You
then
didn't
the
see the
entire roof
goat
would have
emote?
collapsed into the tower,
That's
just like
tragic.
the shop next to it. The splinters, on the other hand, were probably caused by time. So it seems we can finally make a conclusion. Except, we can't. In an ironic twist, any theory that we can come up with can be just as easily countered by Discord's chaos magic. Horn doesn't age? Poof! Make it age. Or at least make it look like it does. Drogar shows up?
Yeah,
Just
there's the
poof the bell
goat.
into
Look how
existence. That's what
cute.
it's for
It's
anyways.
so fucking cute.
But what do you guys... Thunder? What is it? Wait, there is? Where? Of course there is. Pass me the book. Hey, careful! That's a magical artifact right there. Probably only get out of this stupid island. So, let's see here. Apparently there's a synopsis for the comic. Of course there is. The new adventure continues. Join Sunny, Izzy, Zip, Pip, Hitch, and their trusty sidekick Cloudpuff as they explore a brand new Equestria following the magical events of the hit Netflix movie. The quest to find the missing Unity Crystal has led our main five to a place they never thought they'd see, Canterlot. But a familiar figure lurks in the shadows, intent on stopping the magic for good. Well, thank you, Hasbro. You just ruined all my fun. Ugh.
Yeah, let's go,
Well, nothing I
Hasbro.
can do about it now, but the synopsis might give us some other clues. First of all, Cloudpuff. I hadn't really paid much attention to the little flying dog, but now that it's pointed out, he might actually play a bigger part in the story. Also, what's a Unity Crystal? Is that one of the three crystals in the movie? Probably, now that I think about it. Also, the synopsis basically debunks the Sapphire Heights is Canterlot theory, which is starting to look very possible. But that last sentence, it doesn't make any sense. We know they're talking about Discord, but why would he want to stop magic? That just doesn't... Wait a second. It's so obvious. Why didn't I think about this before? Ha! It's Discord, for crying out loud. It all fits now. It's a prank! Think about it. Discord is known to steal magical artifacts. That's probably how the Unity Crystal disappeared in the first place. He also would be one of, if not the only one, to know the location of the old Canterlot. And the whole stopping magic thing? It's all an act. Discord can't stop magic. He needs it. And if he wanted anything, it would be chaos, not a non-magical world. He stole the crystal and used it to lead the main five to Canterlot, where he left his horn as a clue for them to find. He then pretends to be a villain to see how the new group would react, just like he did many times with the main six. Considering the fact that Cloudpuff is there, and that Discord worked at Fluttershy's Reserve for some time, I think what's gonna happen is that, while everyone's trying to go against the figure in the shadows, Cloudpuff knows Discord's true
No,
intentions
Discord's
and keeps
dead.
trying to get to him. And that's it. That's basically the entire plot, or at least what I'm pretty sure it's gonna be. But there's one important thing that I haven't talked about yet, which may or may not play a big part in the plot. Fluttershy. I don't need to tell you how close Discord was to Fluttershy. You all already know that. But we also know for a fact that Discord is immortal. So what's gonna happen to him once she dies and he's left all alone? Well, you don't need to imagine it. There's already multiple fanfics and audio dramas about it. Forever Young, The Last Adventure, and Remembrance, just to name a few. And now we'll finally be able to see how exactly he will react to this loss. But what do you think? Am I right about the plot? Is it
No.
all just a
No, you're
prank to
not.
boost the confidence of the main five? And what changes do you think we'll see to our old prankster? Leave your thoughts down below in the comments. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And as always, remember,
Yes, rest in
Discord is
peace.
best Chronicles.
Yes, rest in peace, Fluttershy. We will all miss you. Yeah. Wait. I forgot to like the video. There we go. Now we can exit the video. Now we can leave. Well, I gotta support my friend. He just uploaded a video and I just ignored it. Oh, yes. I forgot. My Little Pony released new episodes. Yeah, we can watch the new episodes. Izzy's bad friend. Yeah, I know. I know I'm bad.
Your mama's going down, bro.
Your mama's so sweet that the dentist has her on speed dial. Welcome to the home of our dreams.
Cool it, makes sense a lot.
Forget the model. We're going to make the real Crystal Bright house perfect. We can spend every minute of every day together for the rest of our lives. What? It's going to be iconic.
And I'm gonna teach this little fella how to build a shelf. You know, I'm actually pretty oops. Ugh, whoops.
There's a lot to get done, but we can do anything if we work together. Now, I think if we just... Enthusiasm! I like it! Wait up, roomies! Hello, Pipsqueaks! And welcome to the ultimate DIY home makeover! Just a little touch-up, just a little paint, and we'll be done in no time. Hey, this is looking great! Cause they say that you moves and the work gets lighter. And working with your friends will make the whole day brighter. Good work, work, work. Got so much to do. Well, I don't mind the work, cause I get to work with you. Gonna work, work, work. Make our dreams come true. Cause when we work together, there's nothing we can't do. I found the perfect color,
Yeah, and you know that I measure right.
cause we'll be done in no time. And we'll make this place a delight. Cause they say there's magic in every pony. And when I need a hoop, I got you there beside me. Gonna work, this blank canvas is getting the royal treatment. For such a get to work with you. Gonna work, work, work. Make our
Yeah,
dreams come
true.
true. Cause when we work together, there's nothing we can't do. Nothing we can't do. And hey! Ponies, I think we're losing focus here.
It snips a lot.
Multitasking. Hurry, hack. Get your ball. Well, I don't mind the work, 'cause I get to work with you. Gonna work, work, work. How? Make our dreams come true. 'Cause when you work together, where's how my automatic Texas butler vibe? My ice sculpture's okay. Glitters. I get to work with you. Gonna work, work, work. Make our dreams come true. 'Cause when we work together, there's nothing we can't do.
I can't get it straight.
Down, ponies! No! I don't understand. I thought working together would be easy, but it turns
Pretty
out
much.
it's super messy.
Not that I know, I have no friends.
I wish you were here. You always knew how to bring out the best in me. And right now, I really need my best.
true, but I can't see you
Maybe
in real
that's what my
life.
friends need me to do. To
Yeah,
bring them together, to bring out their best.
but
Mwah.
soon.
Thanks, Dad. Okay, every pony, just stop. Look, I love how much energy you're bringing to this. But this is supposed to bring us together, not pull us apart. And right now, it's a mess. Yeah, I didn't want to say anything.
I'm in way over my head.
This is a total makeover fail. It's not a fail. It's a work in progress. Come
Yeah,
on,
the
every
poor
pony.
bird.
We can do this together. Gonna work, work, work. Make our dreams come true. 'Cause when we work together, there's nothing we can't do. Work, work. Got so much to do. Well, I don't mind the work, 'cause I get to work with you. Gonna work, work, work. Make our dreams come true. 'Cause when we work together, there's nothing we can't do. It's even better than I imagined.
It's so pretty.
Leave it, McSnips a lot.
No, that's wrong button. I want the other button. What the other button? The other button is there. So how did you like that one, Bobber? Because there's like 6 more after this. Or I could just show you the... Actually, they're all kind of the same. Duh? I got an email. Oh, sweet.
Barbie trip.
Sweet, I got my first copy claim. Let's go.